How many games will the San Francisco 49ers win in 2023? What's going on? Bang, bang, Niner gang. It's Mitch here of The Bottom Line View, here to give you my record prediction for the Niners in 2023. Going game by game, matchup by matchup, week by week, analyzing their schedule for this season. That sounds good. Don't forget to spike the like button. Or if you prefer, Stone Cold Kittle, spike that like button. And get in that comment section and let me know how many games you believe the Niners will win this year. Let's go. Niner gang, it's time to predict your schedule, your wins and losses, your record for 2023. I've been struggling with the Niners when it comes to, I really think they're awesome. I think they might be the best team in the conference. I think they might win the Super Bowl this year. But I'm trying to balance my understanding of how great Kyle Shanahan is with how awesome the roster is, with also the weird composition of the quarterback position and how that may impact the team. And I think schedule creators for the NFL did you a massive favor with this schedule. When you look at it, you play the Steelers, the Rams, the Giants, the Cardinals. Two of the games are at home. One is a short week on a Thursday night at home. This schedule is great for a team that potentially could be missing their starting quarterback for like a decent portion in the beginning of the year. And it will allow whichever quarterback steps up, I personally believe it will be Sam Darnold, to get some reps, gain confidence, and the team to gain that Niner swag that we typically see. And I believe it's going to outweigh the potential struggles that you may have. Like, you may win some ugly games. Like the first week against the Steelers, I think you'll win an ugly game. I think it won't be impressive. There's going to be no style points, no game breaker, right, for my NFL Street fans. But I believe the Niners are going to win like 20-17 over the Steelers. And this is the one game I'll say that you could get upset. The first game of the year, like you got upset against the Bears. Now, I don't think there's going to be a monsoon. So lucky enough for you, I think you're going to be able to survive. And I just don't believe that the Pittsburgh offensive line is going to be prepared to play your defensive front. And that's why I think you'll win. But that is the game that I'd say, maybe they lose. But I've got the Niners. I think you beat the Rams because they have not a lot of talent, especially on defense. And we all know Shanahan owns McVay. So that's automatic dub. Then week 3, you play the Giants at home on Thursday night. So Eastern team going west. Short week, Daniel Jones versus the best pass rush arguably in football, and a team that doesn't have a lot of great weapons to overcome maybe your deficiency defensively, which is straight up man coverage, cornerbacks, right? And then I think you guys got everything it takes to beat the Giants. You have basically a better version of the Eagles defense that they struggled with last year, and I feel like that's going to help you win. And then on top of that, yeah, Wink Martindale is going to be super aggressive. He's going to fire everything he's got at whoever's at quarterback, but Shanahan's going to mess with that. You just know. So Kyle's going to win that game. And then week 4, you got the Cardinals, worst team in the league. You're going to win that game. So you're 4-0, okay? Even though you're going to struggle in these games, you're 4-0. So this is what I'm talking about. It isn't until week 5 and 6 where I think you could actually lose. Because I feel like week 5, 6, it's going to be tough. I think you're going to lose one of these games, week 5 or week 6. Now, to go over both arguments, Dallas has improved from last year when you played them in the playoffs. Now, you've beat them 2 years in the playoffs. That matters in a motivational factor for the Cowboys, but also for why you would expect the Niners to win. But in both games, they were close. Last year, a lot closer than I expected, and it was because the Cowboys' defense jumped off the screen. Their speed, their explosiveness, Dan Quinn's understanding of Kyle's scheme and understanding what to take away, how to pressure Purdy, all that stuff. Purdy struggled in that game. And then on the other side, you really won because Dak Prescott made errors, his flaws showed up, and their lack of weapons. They lost Tony Pollard in the game. Obviously, they now have Brandon Cooks. So I think Dallas actually beats you because their defense. I think their defense, with Stephon Gilmore added, they've got the speed, they've got the front seven, they've got everything it takes to beat the Niners in that game. Week 6, I think you beat the Browns. Now, where I see an argument for the Browns is they've got a really good offensive line that could potentially handle your defensive front. They have a quarterback that potentially has a big ceiling where he can make plays outside of structure. And their defense has a very good front seven and an improved scheme, I think, this year. So I think Cleveland, and especially in Cleveland, is where it changes some things. But I would expect the Niners to win just because I don't trust the Stefanski versus Shanahan matchup. I think Shanahan is basically the alpha version of Kevin Stefanski. Stefanski is like the beta version. So I've got the Niners there. Then Monday night, as tough as this game could be, where the Vikings have a tough home field, obviously an electric offense, a lot of stuff to handle on that side of the ball, I just don't see them slowing down your offense, despite whichever quarterback's in. So I got the Niners winning that game. Then week 8, I think this is going to be really tough, and I could certainly see an argument for a loss. But given the Niners beat them in the last matchup, and I felt like the Niners matched up well with the Bengals because of their ability to pressure with 4 and get to Joe Burrow with 4. And I think they have big physical cornerbacks that can withstand those receivers on the outside. And I think their offense is going to be able to move the ball decently enough against the Bengals, and it's at home. So I'm going to take San Francisco. Then after the bye week, I think you drop a game to the Jaguars, where I think Trevor Lawrence can throw the ball against the Niners. I think their offensive line's solid. They're going to get back Cam Robinson, I believe, from suspension by this point. And then defensively, they have a fast front seven, athletic, a lot of young guys up there. So I think they're going to win that game in Jacksonville, where you've got to go west to east. Then I think you beat the Bucs just like last year, probably punish them. No Tom Brady, though. Week 12, I think you lose to Seattle on Thanksgiving night in Seattle, which you guys know is a tough game. Pete Carroll does a great job against the 49ers. Typically, you do split with the Seahawks. Week 13, I think this is a loss for a lot of people, but I'm actually going to say you win this game. I think by this point, you're fully healthy on offense. You've got whichever quarterback you're running with. I think this is a huge motivational game. I think the Niners get revenge for that fiasco that was the NFC Championship. I don't think the Eagles' defense is going to be quite as good as it was last year, and I think you'll have the answers for their offense. As good as anybody can slow them down, I think you guys got a chance. Week 14, I think you'll split with Seattle. You'll win the game at home. You'll lose the game on the road. Week 15, I think you'll sweep the Cardinals. Week 16, this is a really tough game. Both physical, gritty football teams. I think it's going to go down to the wire, but I got the Niners at home Monday night. Week 17, this is a game to circle as a potential upset, but I'm going to go with the Niners. And then week 18, I think you sweep Sean McVay again. So I have you at 14-3. But this isn't the record that I actually want to give you because of all the wild cards I've already suggested with the quarterback position. So maybe this is an insane record. So I kind of feel like these are the options for potential losses. I think you could lose to the Steelers. I think you could lose to the Browns. I think you could lose to the Bengals. Then, alternatively, I think you could lose to the Eagles. And I think you could lose to the Ravens, or in a surprise fashion, Washington. So those are all the games that I feel like are going to be close, somewhat competitive, or flip-flop type games. So I kind of see you, as much as I have this at 14-3, I see you more as a 13-4, 12-5 team because of the quarterback uncertainty. Now, if you went 14-3, I wouldn't be shocked, but this is kind of what I see. So even though it's not set in stone quite yet, I'll probably project you closer to 13-4, 12-5. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. It's Mitch. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.